Welcome to Aptitude for Placements, and my name is Ranjit. I have conducted this aptitude training program at various engineering colleges all over India, and every year thousands of students get placed by attending this aptitude training program. Here you will find all the questions that are commonly encountered in most of the aptitude tests. These are the questions that keep on repeating in many of these tests. So just familiarize yourself with all these questions and you will have a clear advantage when you attempt your actual placement test. Let's start. A sum was deposited at simple interest at a certain rate of interest for 4 years. Had it been deposited at 5% lower rate of interest, it would have fetched rupees 100 less. So if the rate of interest had been 5% lesser, if the rate of interest is 5% lesser, every year you will get 5% of the principal less. And like that for 4 years, every year you will get 5% of the principal less. Like that for 4 years, so altogether 20% of the principal less. This is what you will get less. And if it is like this, it would have fetched rupees 100 less. So he will get 20% of the principal less. So 20% of the principal, this is what he gets less, and that is equal to rupees 100. So we'll just calculate the principal from this. 20 divides 5 times, so P you will get it as 5 into 100 gives you 500. So the principal or the sum should have been rupees 500. That is option A. A sum was deposited at simple interest at a certain rate of interest for 5 years. Had it been put at a 2% lower rate of interest, it would have fetched rupees 150 less. Now, if the rate of interest had been 2% less, if it is 2% less, every year you will get 2% of the principal less. Like that for 5 years. So, 2 into 5 altogether 10% of the principal less. So, this is what you get less. And that is equal to rupees 150. So, every year 2% less, like that for 5 years. So, you will get 10% of the principal less. And what you get less is rupees 150. So from this we'll find out the value of the principal. Here 0 goes off, you will get P is equal to 10 into 150, that is rupees 1500. So the sum or the principal should have been rupees 1500. That is option B. A sum of rupees 300 has been deposited in simple interest for a certain number of years. The simple interest for the whole duration increases by rupees 60 if the rate of interest per year had been higher by 4% per year. Now, if the rate of interest is higher by 4%, if the rate of interest is higher by 4%, extra that you will be getting every year is 4% of the principal. And the principal that has been deposited or the sum is rupees 300. So if the rate of interest is 4% higher, every year you will get 4% of the principal and principal is 300. This is what you get extra every year. Like that for let us say n years. So this is the total that you get extra and that extra is given as rupees 60. So we'll just solve this and calculate the value of n. I'll cancel out the zeros. So n you will get it as 60 by 3 into 4 is 12. 12 divides 5 times, so n is equal to 5 years. So find the duration, n is equal to 5 years, option B. A sum of rupees 1500 has been deposited in simple interest for a certain number of years. The simple interest for the whole duration increases by rupees 150 if the rate of interest per year had been higher by 2% per year. Now, rate of interest is higher by 2% per year. It is higher by 2% per year means every year you will get an extra 2% of the principal. extra 2% of the principal also you will get. Now the principal or the sum is rupees 1500. So if the rate of interest is 2% higher, every year you will get an extra 2% of the principal, that is 1500. This is what you get extra every year, like that for let us say n years, and the total increase that you are getting is rupees 150. This is the extra thing that you are getting, and that is 2% of the principal for n years. So we'll solve this and calculate the value of n. Find the duration, that is n is the number of years. I'll cancel out the zeros. So n you will get it as 150 by 2 into 15. 15 divides 1 time, so 10 by 2 gives you 5. So n is equal to 5 years. So find the duration, n is equal to 5 years, option B. A certain sum of money was invested in simple interest. It amounts to rupees 550 in 3 years. So the certain sum of money, that is the principal. Now the simple interest that you get every year, I'll just mark it as SI. Like that for 3 years. So this will be the amount at the end of 3 years. Principal plus 3 years simple interest, and that is equal to 550. So this is the first equation that we have. That is, it amounts to 550. It is 550 in 3 years. And to 650 in 4 years. So principal plus 4 years simple interest, that is equal to 650. So these are the two equations that we have. If I subtract this from this, P and P will cancel out. 4 SI minus 3 SI, that is SI is equal to 650 minus 550, that is 100. So simple interest that you get every year is rupees 100. Now I'll just substitute into this equation. P plus 3 SI. SI is equal to 100, that is a simple interest per year. So for 3 years it will be 300. That is equal to 550. So the principal you will get it as 550 minus 300, that is rupees 250. Find the sum, that is the principal, that is rupees 250, option A. A certain sum of money was invested in simple interest. It amounts to rupees 750 in 4 years. So the sum of money, we'll just take it as the principal. And we will assume that the simple interest that you get every year is SI. It amounts to 750 in 4 years. So every year the simple interest that you get is SI, like that for 4 years. And that total amount is equal to 750. So this is the first equation. And it amounts to 875 in 6 years. That is principal plus 6 years simple interest. That is equal to 875. So these are the two equations. So I'll just subtract. So P and P will cancel out. So 6 SI minus 4 SI, there will be 2 SI. That is equal to 875 minus 750. That is 125. Now we'll just substitute this value here. So P plus 6 SI. 2 SI is equal to 125. So 6 SI will be 3 times. 3 times 125 is 375. That is equal to 875. So P plus 375 is 875, or P or the principal will be 875 minus 375, that is rupees 500. So principal, that is sum is equal to rupees 500, option A. Let me briefly explain how to prepare for your aptitude test. First of all, you need to familiarize yourself with all the questions that have been worked out here. These are the questions that keep on repeating in many of the aptitude tests. After that, you need to attempt practice tests. According to me, you need to attempt at least 10 practice tests before your actual placement test. Here, I will be giving you 10 practice tests, and these practice tests will be ideal for you to improve your test scores. The 10 practice tests are available at a cost of only rupees 200. So all that you need to do is make a payment of rupees 200, either through Google Pay or through PhonePe or through Paytm. and you will receive the 10 practice tests. The details of the payment comes next.